Welcome back to yet another episode of the Derek Smith Spiel. Today we're changing things up a little bit. Dylan, we watched UFC 302 over the weekend.
Oh, real quick, subscribe to Dylan Smith Outdoors YouTube.
We'll have plenty more of those
channel
plugs coming up through the episode.
New videos coming out soon, so stay tuned.
So, of course, we've got two main goals. Promoting Dylan Smith Outdoors and talking about UFC 302. So, what did you think overall of UFC 302, Dylan?
It was the middest UFC I've ever watched in my life.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You thought it was the middest?
It was
UFC?
so mid.
What makes you say that?
So mid. The fights, they were okay, but almost all of them went to decision. I like knockouts.
I like knockouts too. I don't like submissions though. Submissions freak me out.
I do. How about the one fight I did like? We'll go over
we'll go over that. The first fight we watched was Phil Rowe versus Jake Matthews. Do you remember that fight?
No.
It was the very first fight we watched.
I was eating.
Yeah, you were talking to Nate, and remember what Nate said about the fight?
It was dumb.
He said, and I don't want a direct quote here, but he basically said, I don't know how people can get into this. I just watched two guys cuddle the whole time.
Oh, it was the grapple one, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the biggest thing in this match. How about the overreaction to the nut shot? Let's talk about that.
Stupid.
Did you see that?
You get hit in the nuts. I'm not saying nut shots don't hurt. They hurt really bad. You get hit in the nuts. Big deal. Get up. Keep fighting. You think in real world, where there's not refs, you get kicked in the nuts, somebody's gonna stop? No, they're gonna bash your face.
No, that's the best shot. Best shot to hit.
No,
right off the bat, hit him straight in the.
No, you punch him right in the face, then you liver shot him.
Liver shot?
Yep.
Why not go for the kidneys?
Because the liver numbs the body for 2 seconds.
So yeah, the biggest thing I remember from that fight was the overreaction to the nut shot. It looked like he barely got hit. I mean, I know they're sensitive down there, but. That was crazy. But leg kicks, dude, those look painful. We'll get more into that, especially later on. But
if you check a leg kick, if you check a leg kick,
yeah,
it's still gotta hurt.
It hurts both people. I don't really get the point of it.
There's no point.
Stop leg kicking.
I like it though, because it's just such a advantage if you can break somebody's leg.
Yeah,
because they're done.
Yeah, I guess so. Was Connor what's the story with Connor? Did he check?
There was no leg check.
There was no leg check.
There was no leg check.
All right, but on to the second fight. The first fight, Jake Matthews wins by unanimous decision.
That was stupid.
The
fight was bad.
Next fight, Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki. Do you remember anything about that?
Nope. Tell me how it ended.
Grant won by unanimous decision.
Oh, listen. Skip all these decision matches.
Grant Dawson, his nickname was KGD.
No,
it's a pretty good nickname, don't you think?
I don't remember any of the decision matches.
KGD.
Most of them until pay-per-view started. I remember. I remember the pay-per-view.
You don't even remember the wild start to that fight?
The dislocated arm?
No, there was just a flying knee. Someone just came right out with a flying knee.
All I remember, the first fight I remember is the dislocated arm.
The first fight Yeah, well, how about the very first finish? Almeida versus Romanov. Almeida choked out Romanov. You don't remember that? I do not recall.
I was eating. No, I left. Remember, I left to get drinks.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, that was the first finish of the night. The
drinks were Kool-Aid, by the way. Don't get any weird thoughts.
The fight after the first finish was another Almeida, Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov. You remember that fight?
How'd that end?
You don't?
I don't.
That was... Oh, man. Kopylov ended up winning by split decision. That was a very.
I don't remember anything.
I'm surprised it was split
I was not
decision.
there for that either.
Let me try and find the first fight
First
you
pay
remember.
per view fight where the
So-
guy dislocated his arm
So after Brown,
after the prelims.
Randy Brown won by unanimous decision. Then Nico Price won by unanimous decision. Here's the first one you remembered. Holland versus Alakuzik.
Yes, I remember.
Holland. He got rocked. He got rocked by a big punch, and then he got the
He
got the armbar and ended up. I don't know if he dislocated that arm or what, but that was. I couldn't watch it. That was nasty.
I watched it. Now
Was-
he had that arm on. You don't know. You ever watched around? If you guys ever watched Ronda Rousey, you know this arm. He had it right on his knee, and what he did was he pushed it like a lift for a vehicle. He just pushed his arm far on his knee as he was pinching, and you could watch his elbow
bend the wrong way.
bend, and you saw a pop, and that was his arm getting dislocated, and they had to stop the fight.
Yeah, he didn't tap though.
He didn't. We don't
didn't
tap.
ta-
I don't tap. Tapping. I don't believe in it.
Actually, you remember this fight? Strickland versus Costa.
Oh, okay. Sean Strickland obviously told us.
Costa.
Sean Strickland's one of he's my favorite fighter fighting now. He obviously told us that the fight was
Over
boring.
Connor?
Well, I'm talking current.
Connor's current. He's going
I'm
to fight
talking
Michael
like-
Chandler.
I'm talking like people still in their good era, not too old.
Ooh.
But he obviously told us the fight wasn't good. He won in a knockout. Last 10 seconds of the 5th round was crazy, though.
That was crazy. He didn't need it though. He was dominating that fight. Costa just backed up the whole time. I can't blame him. If Sean Strickland was coming towards me, I
could get him.
wouldn't step up and bang with him. But yeah, that was again that like leg kicks were big in that one. At least for the leg kicks were big through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Strickland started checking the leg kicks towards the end.
Yeah, he popped the guy's leg, but they didn't stop it.
I don't think, but
He
it
was
didn't
wobbling
break or
really bad.
anything. Yeah, he wobbled backwards, but
It didn't break it, no. Sadly.
it looked rough. It looked bad. But yeah, that was really disappointing. Sean Strickland was like, he just told us that it was gonna be pretty much they were just gonna stand in there and duke it out, and
He didn't let it happen.
he followed up his end of the bargain. He
The other guy
constantly
didn't
moved
want to
forward.
fight.
Paulo Costa, yeah, he
Didn't want to fight.
didn't want to fight. And then, do you remember the judges' scorecards on that?
Yeah, it was rigged. The
It
first
was
round
ridiculous.
was. I don't know.
Strickland ended up winning by split decision. Should have been unanimous.
But it was not.
But main event. This was the moment we've been waiting for.
I hated it. The
Anyone,
main event was the worst main event I've ever watched in my life.
anyone watching Instagram Reels
Knows about the main event.
knows about the main event.
I hated
It
it.
is the true Rocky IV story.
I hated
it.
it.
Was supposed to be the true Rocky IV story.
It was absolutely horrible.
It was well, take us through it. Start with Poirier's walk-in.
Shine bright like a diamond. I like the walk-in. He looked nervous. Looked very nervous.
I think both of them looked nervous.
Islam didn't look as nervous. He looked more loose than Dustin. But Dustin, he was obviously he was holding it very well. First couple rounds. Then near the end, when we got into that 5th round, I knew he needed a knockout to win. He did not win the scorecards.
I think he only won round 4.
And-
I didn't see the actual scorecards before
and
then. That was
then-
just
About midway through round 5, he got caught in a choke, and the disappointment look on his face was sad to see, but
That was sad
it's
to
kind
see.
of an end of. He's been fighting since 2009. It's kind of just the end of his era. He's done. He's just old.
I think he could still do it.
He's had a title at some point. He's either got to choose to retire or keep chasing this dream that might never be filled. But yeah.
Yeah, it was it's always sad to see the person who loses because the fight's set up for so long. There's so much build up. And
it was actually kind of a crappy main event. I like main events where
I thought the last fight, I thought that was good.
yeah, I just thought it was a really not it was just a boring fight.
The whole card the whole card itself wasn't the I agree with you. That wasn't the most entertaining. But I thought Dustin Poirier, I thought his performance was really good. Thought it was he didn't get the win, but he went out there and gave it all he had. It was really emotional. He was going in thinking this was his last chance. Undisputed.
Like you said, I don't think it's his last chance. I mean, if he wants to, I think he can, but I think he should come to the fact that it's pretty much over.
That's what he's battling with right now. He knows he could probably still he could still do it, but there's no guarantees. He doesn't know if he wants to really continue gambling in the sport when he has a family, and he's fulfilled a ton. He was a champion. He was I believe an interim champion. He wants to be an undisputed champion.
I don't know. I don't think he can do it. He's good by all means. He's a good fighter. He's just nowadays Islam's run. If Islam moves it to a different weight like he said he would, Dustin has a chance. Dustin should keep fighting it if Islam moves weights. If he doesn't, he's done. I think Islam's gonna lose his belt pretty soon.
You think so?
Yeah. Somebody's gonna stop him. I think Connor could stop him.
You think Connor could do it anyway?
He's really good at grappling, but on his feet he was kind of just I was surprised on his feet.
Who? Islam? He didn't look bad on his feet.
I mean, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look like amazing.
He surprised me the other way. I didn't think he was going to look as good on his feet. But he was, he's all around. He's legit. If you were to give a best performance, an individual performance, who do you think did best?
Even though he lost, Dustin Poirier, honestly. No.
I could see that.
No, probably Islam. He just went out there, he did his stuff, and he won.
Islam had a great night. That's for sure. I agree. I would give it to Islam. Is Dustin Poirier and Islam Makhachev had the best fight of the night, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Sean Strickland.
I
think Sean Strickland's getting a title fight next.
Holland's fight was really, really good too. That's what Sean Strickland wants.
He wants a title
I think
fight.
He should get it.
I think he should too.
It was a very debatable loss against Drake Duplessis, so yeah, he should get the shot his next fight.
Deal. I reckon he should.
So yeah, best performance, Islam Makhachev, and best fight, probably Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Or Holland versus Alakazici.
Yeah.
Man, I butchered that.
You know,
I'll call him Alec. But we've got 2 celebrities to talk about that were in the house.
Whoops. Keep dropping my mic. Who's that? Donald Trump, the GOAT. Vote for Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump approved of that message.
Sean Strickland's when he took the picture is funny. But
a lot of
Theo Von was the GOAT.
Theo Von was there, yeah.
He is the GOAT.
And Joey Diaz.
Joey Diaz. I like Theo Von. He's like my favorite comedian.
Your favorite? Like all time?
No, but right now, yeah.
Right, he's your favorite current comedian?
A lot of good comedians.
Over Kevin Hart?
Yeah. Kevin Hart just had one good comedian. I don't know. There's a lot of good comedians.
You're throwing fighting words out there.
A lot of good comedians.
Yeah.
I do know one thing. I cook on you in UFC 5.
That's
yeah.
No.
God.
No, listen.
God.
Yeah, most of our fighting experience is through wrestling and UFC 5.
Mm-hmm.
And
you cooked me on the wrestling mat. If it was a real fight, I'd get him. I say we do that. We get a face mask, UFC gloves, and we fight.
We get a real fight?
Real fight.
Don't you have to be the same weight?
No, I could take you. You want to do that?
Would there be wrestling involved too?
Yep.
I'm not promoting a fight on my podcast.
No, we're not. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying on our own free time, Derek and I should just like kind of mess around a little. I say we get like kickboxing gear, like shin guards, obviously, gloves, a face mask, and maybe a little no chest cover.
How do we make an octagon?
Just a wrestling mat, wrestling circle.
Yeah.
But there's no out of bounds unless you're off the mat. So I couldn't jump off the cage.
Couldn't jump off the cage
and
do a flying kick or some crazy crap like that.
I'll tell you what I would do though. First, I'd get behind you, wrap up and knee at your leg pits. And
your knee pit.
Knee pit.
Your knee pit.
And then knock you down and then just put a choke and put you to sleep.
Yeah, then you'd wake up.
Yeah, no, you
that would
wouldn't.
never happen.
But
that would never happen. Only in your dreams.
UFC 5. I'm fighting with GSP tonight. Derek and I are doing UFC 5. I don't know if you guys can they comment to these podcasts.
I should turn comments on.
If you,
I'll meddle with that.
If you can comment on this, which I don't think you can, but if you can slide over to Dylan Smith Outdoors and comment if we should do gaming streams. Derek and I just going against each other because we can do that. We can hook the stream up and have. We'll figure out a way to do that with a webcam. We can set that up for you guys. So go over Dylan Smith Outdoors, comment on that, and we would do that on Friday nights probably. Just fight a bunch on UFC 5 or Madden, just any game. Just Derek and I going against each other. But
I'd prefer not Hunter Call of the Wild.
Well, that's a single player game. But what I'm saying is I
suck.
I'd probably start a YouTube live stream. And then I don't know. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure that out for you guys.
So I'll have to look through the settings, do some research. You could also DM me on Instagram. I'll have my Instagram on my closing statements. Dylan, do you know what your Instagram is?
Let me open it up right now.
Yeah, pull that up. As Joe Rogan
Instagram
would say. Pull it up, Jamie.
No capitals. Dylan _Smiths Outdoors _.
Yeah, if you've the sure shot, if you've got any ideas, just DM us.
Just DM us, please.
We appreciate any followers as well.
We will respond.
We will respond. Yeah, we're not at that level of celebrity yet where we don't respond. We're pretty good at responding, I'd say. But yeah, send. I'll try and figure out the comments on this video. If not, DM us. We're open to anything. Suggestions. Starting a gaming thing on Friday nights. We'd for my podcast, you could send me fun questions to ask, people to interview, suggestions.
Derek and I can also, if you DM us about this too, make a TikTok account for
Isn't TikTok gonna get banned pretty soon?
If TikTok doesn't get banned, obviously we'll be posting on Instagram a lot, and we can start a Facebook public page for the older people audience. But yeah,
Our older audience.
Yeah,
that's all I've got.
Pretty much it. That's a wrap.
The recap of UFC 302.
Go over to Dylan Smith Outdoors and obviously DM us directly on Instagram, and we will tell you our feedback. We definitely want to start gaming, and we definitely want to do like gaming streams. We definitely want to make like not TikToks, reels together of updates. So stay tuned.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Derek Smith Spiel. If you like what you heard, follow me on Spotify by searching the Derek Smith Spiel, clicking the follow button, and hit the bell to be notified for future episodes. You could also follow me on Instagram at DerekSmithStock13. I'll have posts for my newest episodes as well as posts of baseball and football cards. If you're ever interested in purchasing a card or checking out my collection, you can check out my Collects account at Derek Smith Stock. If you ever get bored and find yourself on YouTube, check out Dylan Smith's Outdoors to see Dylan Smith's adventures in the woods, as well as cooking videos. Last but not least, if you need your lawn or house sprayed, call Greenwood Ecologics at 585-739-1610. Now, one last time, thank you for listening. I'll catch you later.